What's up everyone, Chlorine King here. I'm here at a client's house and this is the Pentair high flow backwash valve. Last week one of my technicians tried backwashing the filter and the handle broke off. And as you can see, it broke off pretty good. There's no way to actually turn this now because it just slips off like that. There's no way to actually confidently put this in backwash mode. So there's a couple reasons this happens. First one is the plastic is brittle. Eventually it just breaks over time from being in the sun. And then number two reason why this would happen is in this valve here, there's some valves that turn inside here to dictate filter backwash mode, and sometimes those get gummed up through time from pool chemicals and water and all that. So what I'm gonna do is take this apart, show you what to lube up, and replace this handle so we can start backwashing this again in the future. So stay tuned for that. All right, so the first thing you want to do is shut the pump off, which we went ahead and did. And then you also want to relieve the pressure out of the system. So that way this isn't under pressure when you go to try to take it apart. And then you see these two tabs right here. There's one on this side and one on this side, right there. All you got to do is lift up on this and then turn this counterclockwise and this lid portion will come off. So I'm gonna go ahead and get that taken care of now. So these are the two tabs I was talking about. We want to lift out and then turn it counterclockwise, and then just lift up. And there we go. And that's why you want to leave the pressure in there, because this still had some air in the system, and we don't want this thing to be impossible to get off. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at these valves and show you what you need to do. All right, so now we got the lid of the valve off. And what I really like, Pentair did a really good job making this very simplistic. But you see here, this is in filter mode right now. Just going from the pump over here and going straight through into the filter. And then to put it in backwash mode, go ahead and move that over to backwash. And now you see this part's open down here with a recess. The water passes down through that. Take this part out. And now you see the backwash paddle is now not blocking the backwash port. And that's how you backwash this thing and clean the filter. So what we're going to do, you see here on both faces of this, and then the paddle down there has O-rings that we're going to lube up and clean up, so that way this becomes easy to turn during normal operation. So we're going to go ahead and get that taken care of right now. All right, so now we got the pieces out. The most important thing is we're going to wipe down in here and get rid of all the gunk and sticky stuff down here from old lube worn out. So we're going to go ahead and just take a towel, clean this out really nice. That way we're not keeping gummed up stuff in there when we put the valves back in. Now we're gonna go down here. This is the backwash one. We're going to take this off. Now notice here, there's a little notch right here, and there's a notch down here in this, so that's how you orientate it when you go to put it back together. We're gonna go ahead and clean this off. O-ring's still in good shape. That's done. And this is the two filter one. There's also a from filter one, the exact same thing on the very bottom. Take that apart, clean that as well, but for the sake of the video, I'm just showing you how to do this one. You do the exact same thing with the other one. These O-rings are still in really good shape. And then of course there's a little O-ring right here you want to go ahead and take care of as well. Basically just wipe off all the extra gunk everywhere. Just make sure there's getting rid of all the grit and anything that could cause this to bind up when you're trying to turn this so you don't break the new handle. So we got that done. Now we're gonna go ahead and put some magic lube on all this stuff and put it back together. All right, so we got all the parts clean and lube. We got the O-ring here for the lid. We got the two filter paddle lubed up. We already did the from filter paddle lubed up, same exact thing essentially. And then the shaft O-ring here, and then also the backwash paddle O-ring is now lubed up as well. So now we need to put this back together. And so how we do that, we look in here. See, this paddle is in backwash mode because it's going, instead of from filter to pool, it's going to the backwash line. So now we need to orientate this to where this paddle is facing to the front. And remember, we talked about that notch there. So we want the notch to be in line here. It's the only way it'll go on. So now we go ahead, just put this on here. It's gonna slide right down and in to that. And you notice this channel right here, that's where this is going to sit, right there in that channel. And so now, being in backwash mode, we want this to sit perpendicular to the entrance to filter. And then we also want this ridge part to facing the filter. So when we put it back in, when the water comes into the filter, it goes past this channel and out the backwash. That's how this is orientated properly. All we have left to do now is take our lid. Always want filter and backwash to be orientated towards filter. We want to turn it this way to set it out. You feel it set down in place. Turn it this way, you hear it click, so it's nice and solid. Now we take our brand new lid, or handle, excuse me. I'm going to put that right on there. Oh, it's in backwash, excuse me. Going to put it right in there just like that. Clicks into place, isn't going anywhere. And now this is much smoother to operate. So that is how you replace the broken handle and also take it apart and rebuild this Pentair high flow valve. So stay tuned for more videos, like and subscribe, and we'll see you next video.